We are now back and excited to share a new entrepreneurial success story with you from an IE alumni. Many of you recall, I went to IE Business School. I try to get IE alumni on here as much as possible just so you could see how amazing our community is. Maybe join us one day. Today, I have Diana on the show. She was with a company and then she started her own. She noticed some things that she could do better for her customers, things that where she could connect with them and give them a better experience. So she created her own company. And today we're going to dive into that. So do you want to just introduce yourself?
Thank you, Adi, for having me today in your show. So I'm really happy to be here. My name is Diana Hernandez. I'm from IE, as you say before. I study corporate communications, my master's degree. Thank you very much for having here. So happy to share my story, to tell you all what happened 3 years and a half ago. So let's start.
How old is your company right now?
Diana 55 is 3 years and a half old, this company.
Okay, 3.5 years. And we're going to get into what you've done in those 3.5 years, but first, for those who they have an idea and they're thinking about launching it, what did you do beforehand that equipped you to know how to create this new company?
I think this is a long story. I always have been employee. I work in HR. I work in marketing and communications.
Yeah.
I work in consumer goods, consultancy, IT companies. I always have been an employee, and I think this is important to learn from other companies. So this part for me is very important.
Yeah.
And in 2018, I was invited for my former boss to participate in a new project for a multinational related with medical cannabis. When I started, I didn't know what it's about. I started to work in this company as a project manager.
Yeah.
To launch the first CBD product. So after that, I learned a lot. I understand all the chain value of all about CBD, which is medical cannabis. And I fall in love about this, all the benefits, what this product can help people and improve their life.
What I love is that you were a project manager, because a project manager is basically like a CEO of a startup, but inside of a corporation. So you essentially got to learn all of the minutia for running your own business before you stepped out. Guys, if you could do that, my gosh, that's incredible. That's it. That's the best way to go. What made you decide to get into the cannabis business in the first place, like with the cannabis company that you worked with first?
I work in this company, so I learned a lot. I started thinking, okay, I always have this entrepreneur environment. I came from a big family. My dad, he's an entrepreneur. He created multiple companies, insurance, IT. So I always have this feeling of being an entrepreneur in my life.
Yeah.
So after that, I learned a lot. So I started connecting dots in my past. From my personal view, I love wellness, mental health, how to help people.
Yeah.
So I started to connect these multiple dots in my back, in the back. I say, okay, I want to create a company related with health, wellness, and mental health. I decide to, after learning a lot, so I'm going to create my own company. This is also because I located in Colombia, and Colombian CBD has a very good quality. So we have also an excellent manufacturers here. So I say, okay, I'm going to create products at the end, just for final products for the customer. Mm-hmm. And I was focused in that, just creating these products. Okay. So there is a lot of things that start to zoom up to create this company.
To fall into place for you to get there. Okay.
Yes.
So you left your employer, you started your own thing. How long did it take you after you left, to source everything and get your first paying clients?
When you have an idea, the moment you have an idea and this idea came up, for me was 8 months. Okay. I created the company in May during COVID.
Yeah.
During COVID. It was fun because during COVID, the people start to feeling bad, depression.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I start to connect what is happening in that time. I feel more confident in that time. So we have to do this. We need more these products to help people. It was more or less 8 months. I created the company in May 5, 2020, and we launched the first product in October because we have to do a lot of things. We create our formulas. We visit a lot of manufacturers in Colombia. These products are 100% Colombian products. Here, all the manufacturers are very good. More or less 8 months after we launched the first product.
That's huge. You found that the market was ripe for this. People are struggling with this. You know exactly how to help them. You merely just took what you knew and connected it with a right buying market.
Exactly.
When would you say that your startup replaced your salary at your previous job or surpassed it?
This is one of the first obstacles I faced when I create my company. Because when you decide to be an entrepreneur, I think I didn't realize that. So I was just thinking in the project, but at the beginning, you are investing, you are looking for partners, good investors, asking for loans from the bank. And at the beginning, it was super, super difficult because when you are selling a project, the banks, and you don't have like credit history for your company, so it's difficult. So at the beginning, I asked help for my family. I have two partners, my dad and my husband. They have another business, of course, but they support me with the idea, with the strategy, with the finance, because to create any company, you need money. Okay, you have a good idea, of course, but you need money. I don't say that my startup replaced my salary, because at the beginning, you only have to spend money, invest in product, invest in market research, invest in logistics, in your e-commerce. It's not easy to make this decision. I have two children. I got pregnant during my startup. So I have to face not only professional and business challenges, also personal challenge. So after you launch, after you understand your customer, and after you start selling your products, and after the people get loyalty for your product. So this is a process. It's not happen one day from another.
Yeah, I specialize in hyper growth for early stage startup. The first thing I do within the first 7 days of someone saying, I have this idea, I want to turn it into a company, within 7 days, we're getting sales. We have to get sales within 7 days because they need that money. They need that money in order to invest to like build other parts. And people will say, well, no, I have to test the idea by getting freebies, giving this away for free. Like if people aren't willing to pay from the beginning, then you don't have a business yet. Like until you have people paying.
Of course.
I have a course actually on Molo 9. What we do, it's how to land paying customers in 21 days. Like, so you're getting the paying customers as you're building out your beta launch and launching your company. So the second you have an MVP, people are buying it because you need that money in order to make the next version of your product. You need to invest in R&D and licenses and everything.
I completely agree with you, Adi. And this is the most difficult because it's not only you have a good idea, it's not only you have a good product, good quality, because this is not a gift. You have to do good products, good packaging. But when you have your first customer, okay, my first customer was my family and my friend.
But that's normal. That's so normal. People are like, oh, the first customer should be people I don't know. No, the first customers are people who trust you. Who trust you? Your family and your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we start testing the products before to sell, I say to the people I know, okay, I need you to use this product and tell me the truth.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me how do you feel. Tell me how you feel your skin, because we have a skin and health product. So it's super basic. Sometimes we forgot the basics. Yeah. And what I believe that our company is focused in to satisfy the basics for our life. For example, we have a product to help you to sleep and to stay better. Because sleep is basic for our life. So we forgot the basics. Going back to your point, when I got the first customer, which is not my family, I was so happy.
Yeah.
I started crying and I said, okay, somebody who didn't know me just saw the advertising, somebody recommend the product. So that was my goal. So after you have this first customer is success, this customer will buy again your product. Because you have to make loyalty.
You have to get their attention. I've worked with some startups, they were dead in a month. And it was because when the first customers were friends and family, they thought that didn't mean anything. And I said, no. That means that people who know you and trust you to make a great product they're willing to pay you for. Because too often family and friends, when you have a startup, they say, oh, give me a freebie. If your friends and family are asking for free, then you don't have a startup. It's when your friends and family pay you that you have your first celebration. When people you don't know pay you, you have your second celebration. But it's so underestimated. I have a program on Molo 9. We have a course. It's called How to Sell Your Knowledge. And the first thing I tell people is I say, ask your friends and family. What do they constantly ask you for advice on? Can you turn that into a course? Great. Now turn that into a course. Sell it to 10 people who know you. If they're not willing to pay $10 for a course to teach them something that they've asked you about before, then you don't have a course yet. You don't have knowledge to sell yet. You have to find something else. But your friends and family, they're going to buy it. And if they're not happy, they're going to tell you what's wrong. They're going to help you fix the product. Like hitting on the nail of exactly what so many startups do wrong that you did right. Guys, listen, this is where you need to take what she did and copy it. We have a free launch checklist, how to launch to get paying customers. We'll share it with everybody after this. Maybe Diana can add a few points to it. We could co-brand it and update it. But this is the type of thing that you want to look at and you want to copy. These are the types of startup stories that you want to learn from. This is exactly textbook perfection right here. But all right, so now that we've looked at the epitome of perfection for a launch, let's look at what are some of the obstacles you faced and how did you overcome them? Like that you were surprised were an obstacle that kind of blindsided you. Like I could tell you one of mine, for example. I had people who were upset that I launched the company, my software company. They started stalking me on social media and sending me death threats saying that I climbed into their dreams, stole their idea, and built it into a company.
What?
Yeah.
I can believe it.
I had to have security go with me to speaking engagements for a while.
No.
I was not prepared for that, like in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But like
anybody.
Yeah. But I mean, these are the startup obstacles that like you face, and you're just like, this is really happening. This is not in any startup book. I mean, crazy things happen. Like, what are some of the crazy things that happen for you?
I am super academic and also very practiced. So I did my canvas, I did my numbers, my finance. I did all the things by the book. And this is important, of course. I encourage people to do all the basics because this is important. But real life is completely different. Yeah, real life is people don't pay attention to you. For me, regulations is also a struggle here.
Oh my gosh!
Because CBD regulations is not completely clear.
Yeah.
So I had to struggle with this.
Yeah.
However, I've been launching products. I have to do a lot of PR with the government.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things you don't have in your canvas, for example. Other obstacle, when I create this company during COVID, so we start to making a lot of delays in the product development, delays in the test, in the packaging, because all these companies were focused on thinking in products related to health COVID. Yes. Other obstacles, my salary. As we talked before, when you decide to be an entrepreneur, you have to see your personal numbers, how you are paid your bills, how you are going to eat, because of course we eat, we go out, we have kids.
Yeah.
So I think I didn't notice this when I launched the company. Of course, I have a husband who support me during this time when I start with the company. Yeah. But we don't find these obstacles in the startup book. No. So this is real life. Yeah. This is real life. I think that more than obstacle, it was like I didn't know how of course I did a market research. When you have the product and the customer tastes your product and I say, okay, I'm going to try your product. So this is the moment of truth. Yes. Yeah. The moment of truth when the person buys your product, I realize that I have different targets for different products. Yeah. So more than obstacles, I think that these are like learning I have all the time with my customers. This is like a feedback to improve your product, to improve your sales channel, to improve how deliver your product. Because when you have a startup, for example, in my case that I sell CBD and wellness products, I think in everything. What is the need of my customer? How I'm going to deliver the product? How he will receive? So I have 4 products right now. Every customer is different. Yeah. So I think that these are obstacles, but are more learnings during the process.
Yeah. For a few different brands that I have, we have like different micro funnels. So depending on how the person comes in, they get to see a different offer where they're upsold on other things because you, like you said, you have people who have different needs and different priorities. And if you try to sell them all the same thing, they're going to leave. They're going to go somewhere else where somebody listens to them. And it's interesting trying to build those marketing automations so that people feel like your brand is listening to them when it's actually like all of this marketing magic that's automated behind the scenes to like put them into a curated funnel that tells them like, look, this is what you're struggling with. This is how we can help.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. At what point did you look around and say, okay, my dream is reality. I'm here. I've made it. Or do you feel like you're still working towards that?
Yeah, I think that every day I'm still working.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a startup. This and any project never ends. This is like an infinite game.
Yeah.
I realize I'm super happy, or when my dream, or when my first goal is when I have positive feedback from my customers, and a customer write me through social media and I say, Diana, thank you for your product. So today I feel better. I can sleep better. My skin is so much better. I always have been struggle with skin problems. So with your product, I really feel better. For me, I think that I'm achieving this goal. I am delivering an excellent product. I am delivering for the right person from the right target. So for me, every day I'm making my dream real and improving, because this is not ending. When you have a company, you are every day looking for more customers, of course. You are looking for developing new products. So being different for your competitors, how to differentiate for everybody, because this is crucial for us. We are not a product company. We are a lifestyle company who help people to improve their life through our product. But we are not just products. This is super important for us.
How do you balance or structure your week so you spend a certain amount of time on product development and refinement and a certain amount of time on top of funnel marketing, acquiring new customers? Do you have like a schedule? Like every Thursday I focus on this, or do you kind of just take it as it comes?
Oh, this is such an impressive question. One of the most important parts for entrepreneur is how you will be organized your life, your company, and your personal life, because we are people. I mean, we have many meetings, like personal duties. So I always have been struggling with that. And I always, for example, I use technological tools. For example, I use Asana. I have to be the big picture, but I have to do the small task, which is important. So I use Asana. I try to organize my month. So one day I have to check how are the finance, how is the sales. I have to meet with the bank. I have to meet with all the manufacturers to renegotiate all the contracts. So there is many aspects, but for example, I try to not cover just one in 1 week. I try to cover in 1 month. Of course, now, for example, this Christmas, this is, for me, I only think in sales. For example, from September to December, I go to different events to sell my products. Because even when I think at the beginning that I only want to sell through e-commerce and internet and social media, at the end, I realized that it's super important to go to a physical point of sale. So for me, this is, I mean, I understand what are the feelings, why they think. At the beginning, we decide to go to physical places when the people can taste our product. So we have testers so the people can taste, can touch our products. So this is super, I mean, because when you are selling just in e-commerce, the people don't know what they are going to receive in their houses. So we decide to have testers in many places. Going back to the first point, I try to organize my month. For example, nowadays, this month, I have to focus in sale because we are in Christmas. The people are buying products. For us, this season is just for selling. We start in January just to understanding. So when we sell a product, we also ask to the customers what other products they would like. So we are going to start developing in January new products.
Yeah. Yeah.
New products, new packaging, and new formulations.
When we're deciding what we're going to build next, I send out a poll, and then everyone can vote on what we build next and when we build it, so we don't work towards something that nobody wants to buy.
Yeah, Adi, what I understand a lot during this time is that sometimes the customer, they really don't know what they want. So identify some insights. For example, okay, I feel tired all the time. I don't have time. Our products. So these are the small insights I got from my customers. After we did our first launch until today, we decided to make each product to include in the people's routine. We want to help people. Okay, we want to improve your life. I know that you are super busy. I know that you don't have any time. So we create a serum because you can use this serum in the morning, in the night, and it's just one product. So you don't need any more.
Oh, so for their skin.
We are improving their lives, people's lives. Customer, they will not say to you, okay, I need like something for everything. They only, the feedback is, I don't have time. I need something quick, and I have many things in my day. I'm a super busy person.
So your value propositions, you have multiple products that you're offering to multiple people. How did you pick what your first product was, and how did you diversify from there? Was it based on like a mentor's guidance? Was it based on a book, a movie, family, your previous work experience? What helped to guide this?
When we launched, our first portfolio was 3 products.
Okay.
And we decided to launch 2 products because the mind of the people work in 3. I don't know if you see, for example, when you see like services, you say standard, medium, and pro. Yeah, so we decided to launch 3 products because the mindset of the people work like this. Yeah. We have 4 products, and one of the first products we launched now is not in the market because it was really the cost to produce it was really high, and the customer will not pay that. So I think it's a mix of everything, needs of the customers, manufacturing. Yeah. So I think that is like during the process, I understand that there were some products that the people like most. Yeah. For example, our most selling product is the CBD Glow Serum, which is the skincare for anti-aging.
Oh, yeah.
And all the ladies love. Yeah. So
I'm 35 and I use anti-aging. Like everyone.
Yeah, anti-aging. Yeah. All people want to look better. Everybody wants to look healthy and look younger. So everybody wants that. Yeah. You have to do, of course, a market research, but you have to have intuition. Yeah. Understand what is doing your competitors, but always trying to be different. So more than having a book, so I'm going to sell, because you never will have all the answers. Yeah. So this is the right product. You have to go out there. You have to go ask to the customer, do you like it? Do you don't like it? Why do you don't like it? So if there is a customer who don't like your product, okay, it doesn't matter. Let's try another. Yeah. Ask why you don't like it. Or maybe this is not your customer, or maybe this is not your target. Yeah, this is super important. Not everybody wants to have your product. So my target are women and men above 30 years old, people who are super busy, who are interested in their healthy lives, well-being, and looking for natural products. So this is my target. Yeah. But not everybody is your target. And this is important to entrepreneurs because we want to make happy everybody. Yeah. Even it's important, but not everybody is your target or the customer. Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is like a learning process. We decide to launch a portfolio of 4. Now we have a portfolio of 3, and now we have 4 products. Super easy to use, multifunctional products. Now today we have a super strong portfolio. Yeah, we had with Molo 9 when I first launched it. It's like, I don't know, startup founders asked me to create this, so it's for every startup founder. It's like, well, no, it's not, because some don't see the value of marketing until they end up stuck up a creek without a paddle. So, and it would just take so long to convince these people, look,
meet these marketing goals, your company will get money. But so many founders start out this way. They want to help everybody, and then they go crazy, and it's not profitable. You have to focus on people who already see the value in what you have, and they want to know how yours is different from everyone else in the niche. It's so true. It's so, so, so true. So, yeah.
What happened to us a lot, Adi, is that, for example, now when we start the company, there is few skincare and wellness company.
Yeah.
And now, so there is many companies who sell CBD products, skincare products. And when somebody says, oh, there is another product who can be your competitor, and I say, fantastic. I know, because I am so confident that my value proposition from the market is completely different from everybody, because we are different. We sell different values through our product. This is super important. Which are your value proposition? Because you don't have to be just a product. You have to be delivering different benefits for the products, but also how will you differentiate from others?
Yeah.
So for me, when there's a competitor, I completely agree what are my benefits, and I don't compare for anybody.
No, that's very true. We have moat analysis and SWOT analysis. With a lot of startups, that's the first thing you have to look at is, what is your strategic moat? What's your strategic advantage? Why aren't people able to replicate what you're doing? The podcast that you're on now, what happened is somebody told me I could never get a client on a podcast. And I was like, okay, she wants to be on a podcast. She paid me to get her on a podcast, so I'll start a podcast. And he was like, little girl, you don't know what you're doing. It'll never work out. The podcast is now playing on 14 platforms, 36 countries. The guy who told me I could never hold my own in this space is only playing in the US and wondering how this podcast, started by a little girl, is international faster. You have to look at, what do you have to your advantage? And competitors aren't necessarily a threat. Sometimes they prime people to the idea of you coming out.
Yes, and there is another point that is super important.
Yeah.
There is a lot of people giving you advice. There is a lot of people like giving their opinion, telling what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
And before I hear these people, I hear everybody. For example, my dad and my husband, who are my partners, my co-founders, they are completely different like me. I'm super passionate. I am super risk taker. Yeah. So they try, okay, Diana, go down. They give me other input, and it's super important to have co-founders and partners who think different like you, and they add value. I'm not good, for example. I'm not so good in numbers, so they support me in that part.
Yeah.
They help me to create my finance numbers and everything.
Yeah.
But everybody start talking to you, and everybody start to giving you advice and say, no, you can't do that. You have to take other way of your company. So everybody are going to tell you many things. But what my advice to all entrepreneurs who are in this, hearing this now, believe in yourself. Yeah. The first person you have to believe is you, because if you believe in yourself, everybody will start to believe in you. Yeah. So this is the most important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this process is not easy. This process is many years of self-confidence, of failures, success stories, speaking with people. I mean, the ideas, it doesn't happen 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. The good ideas happen in the time you never know. Yeah. Because when I start to having this idea and this concept, because we have very clear concept, this ADN, it happened when I was traveling. I was speaking with different people like me, like people who are super depressed and sad during COVID. So this is the moment of truth, and try to hear these people. And there's other people who will say to you, no, you can't do it. There's a lot of competitors outside. Yeah. I mean, there's many people who tell me many bad things, and they say, you can't do it. And there is many customers who say to me, no, and that's fine. That's fine. So this is not a success story. I mean, we have to face many things. Yeah. But at the end, entrepreneurs have to create their own opinions, find good investors and co-founders to help you to be better.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a meeting with one of the people who uses Molo 9. She owned a marketing agency. She sold it. And I asked her
Okay.
why, and she's grown a company to 51 million. Okay, that's
Okay.
like not something easy. I grew a company to 108 million. It's not easy. You're stressed 90% of the time. I should probably be eating more CBD, but then people who like had never done anything, like never grown anything past $1 million in sales, were telling her, you don't know what you're doing because you never worked in a marketing agency. You only ran a marketing agency. And I was like, they're threatened by you. Like, ignore them. Why would you even listen to what they have to say? They haven't achieved what you've achieved. They haven't even
Exactly.
achieved what you want to achieve next. You don't listen to them. You listen to people who have achieved what you want to do. And then if they believe in you, you listen to them. If they tell you you can't do it, you find somebody else. You find a new mentor and listen to somebody else. You keep asking for advice until you find that one person who believes in you. I get so heated on this topic. I created a free email list, and it's literally just pep talks that I send to CEOs because there are so many brilliant people out there, and the problem is that the smartest people are usually the most self-conscious. They're the most verbally abused, and then like you just need to build them up because they can't great things when they have self-doubt. There is another startup. They had hit 5 million. They booked time to speak with me because someone on their board of advisors told them they couldn't achieve what they were doing next. And I said, why would you put somebody on your board of advisors who doesn't believe in you?
Yeah. No. 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 No.
Yeah.
It's completely different because when it's somebody who is improving and helping to grow up, it's fine.
Yeah.
But and it's important understand who is speaking because as you say, there is people who are like doing consultancy, like giving advice and okay, what are you doing? So
Yeah.
what are you really doing? Just giving advice?
Yeah.
Because believe in people who create, who go out, who sell a product.
Yeah.
I mean, selling is the most difficult thing. Creating a product, market development, but sell, for me, is the most difficult thing to do. And I didn't realize this when I created this company because I always have been marketing in HR, in advice. But when I say, okay, I already have a strategy, I have the numbers, I have the product, okay, let's go out.
Yeah.
So when you go out, sell, believe in somebody who sell a product and who create. Yeah. If somebody can sell anything, this person can help to your company. There is many people try giving advice, consultant, but they didn't create anything. They didn't achieve. So this is important to understand who is in the other side, giving you advice.
Yeah. I had a publicist one time interviewing to work with me, and he's like, well, what have you achieved that's like newsworthy? And I told him I've achieved all these things. And I'm not quite sure what his goal was, but he was like, I know people have achieved 10 times more than that and I can't get them press coverage. And I was like, that tells me that you don't have the right contacts. That doesn't tell me that what I achieved is insignificant. So clearly you're not the publicist I need because I know people who've achieved less than me and gotten on the cover of these magazines. And I need to find the publicist who can do that. Not the publicist who's going to say, oh, that's not significant enough. Like, yeah, you need to surround yourself with people who believe in you and who see where you are and know how to get you to the next step. So we could talk about that for hours, I'm sure.
I know.
Especially as women. I have a lot of male employees, and I will send them to talk in the meetings because I know that just walking in as a blonde female, I'm immediately seen at like 10 degrees. Anything I try to say or do is taken like I have to prove myself 10 times more. But I mean, it's the game that you play. It's the game we're in. So we already talked about time management and how you do everything on a monthly schedule. Do you have any tools that you recommend? Because you're balancing work and a family and everything else.
For me, works super good in the technological way, Asana. They're my personal projects. I have professional projects.
Yeah.
And I think that, for example, I always have a notebook.
Yeah.
I think make it easy. I have a to-do list and also I have a to-do not list. Because what I learned, that's true. Because we're trying to do everything and it's wrong. I remember during COVID, I did an online course which is related with bullet journal. I like this methodology bullet journal.
Yeah.
And I remember she said, you have to do a to-do list and a not to-do list. And I said, oh, that's true. Because sometimes we are doing things that didn't add value to our daily lives.
Yeah.
So after that, I decide this task would add value or just to fill my notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, so I have a to-do list and a not to-do list. And because sometimes we are doing things that, they didn't add value for us, for our family, for our companies. And I try to delete all these meetings, calls, emails that didn't add value. So because this is waste of time for me. I always say to people, try to create your own formula.
Yeah.
So everybody is different. My formula is, for example, for me, super important. I go to the gym every day. I play tennis, taking golf classes right now. And for me, doing sports and say to my family is super important. So I have a time just for my family, for my well-being, to stay in shape. So I try always do this very early in the morning from 5 a.m. to 6:30. I do yoga or something, go to the gym. One thing to myself. I try to meditate, but I'm not successful. So I try to meditate in Spotify. I have some playlists for meditation.
Yeah.
And I've tried to, for example, for my personal development, I took English classes because I'm Latin person. So I forgot to meetings in English. So I try to have 2 English classes during the week.
That's smart.
And because this is a never ends. This is infinite. Yeah. So I try to improve my English every time.
Yeah.
And I also try to do things I really want to do and really support my self development. For me, super important.
Yeah.
And of course, other priority for me is rest. So
oh my gosh.
me, resting is super important.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we forgot to rest because we want to go out, go there. I want to use my energy very good for me resting, going to bed early, and I'm an early bird person. So I like to start my day very early in the morning. Yeah. For me, this is super important. If I feel good just as individual, I can be a better professional, a better mom, I can be better entrepreneur, I can deliver better products to my customers.
Yeah.
So I can find better partners, suppliers. This is the connection of everything. Yeah. So I really recommend that everybody have to create their own formula. Well-being, mental health, stay with people who really support you is super important. I know that this is so everybody say that, but
no, but the reason
really
everyone says it is because everyone forgets it. And we have to say it for ourselves too. Yeah, we have.
Have a very good healthy habits. What are you eating? This is super important. I need good energy to do many things in other aims of my life.
Yeah, I'm so bad with remembering healthy eating. Like when we do the crock pot, okay, we throw the meat and the vegetables in and everything's fine. But then if there's no crock pot and my husband's not cooking, last night for dinner, my kids had Italian pizza. And it's once or twice a month, they're getting pizza because it's just...
and that's fine. And that's valid.
Yeah.
I am super bad in the kitchen. I don't like to cook. My husband, he always cooking.
Yeah.
But when I try, I'm a failure. When I try to do something in the kitchen, I fail.
I've accidentally lit the house on fire.
And what I learned of this is, for example, I'm good organizing, cleaning, and I say to my husband, so let's do what everybody's good for one thing to another. Yeah. So you are good in the kitchen, I'm good cleaning, all the children things, getting ready. So this is super important. What I say to entrepreneurs, understand what are you doing very good. Focus in your strength, not in your weaknesses. Yeah. Because sometimes we want to improve our weaknesses, but if you focus in your strength, you are doing better things. Yeah. And this has happened in the same. And you can, of course, we have to improve our weaknesses. But if you focus in your strengths and you find somebody who help you to to feel the weaknesses will be better.
Yeah. There have been a few times where I tried to cook and then the kids screamed about something and then we had to run and pick up their medicine from the pharmacy and I came back and the kitchen is filled with smoke and the garlic. I'd only just chopped the garlic, put it on the pan, and it's black. It's charcoal. And my husband
God.
walks in and he's like, why did you try to cook? I was like, well, I was trying to help. And yeah. And then we walked around the pharmacy, and then we did a walk to get home, and yeah. And then by the time we got home, the house is filled with the black smoke. It was, yeah, I can't cook. I can't.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. I could do the crock pot. I can cut everything up, put it in a crock pot, and it's
Me too.
fine.
That's the best.
Yeah,
we have to the crock pot as well.
Yeah, because it's automatic. You tell it what you're cooking, it automatically sets the time for you, then it switches it to warm, and it's fresh. It's good.
Yeah.
Anything else, forget it. Forget it. It's just it's a liability. It's dangerous. If an app developer could create anything for you, any sort of app, what would it be? We have software engineers who listen to this podcast. So like tell them what your dream is and either if they haven't built it already, maybe they will.
Okay.
And then they'll send you on LinkedIn.
I know that every day there is setting apps to help. But for me, the best app will be how to be more organized and make my life simple. The easier, the simpler.
Yeah.
And sounds like simpler, but it's not that easy. Try to do the simple things is the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
So for me, the best app is how I can live every day in a simple way.
Yeah.
So for me, the best app, how I can sell more easy, how I can hear my customers more easy, how I can help to my children with their homeworks easy. So I think this is the apps we need. For example, the other day I was looking my phone and I say, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, because we have a lot of things that we don't use.
Yeah.
So for me, it's time management and try to have a better mental health, because the world, every day, the people are more conscious about mental health, well-being, how to feel better.
Yeah, and no more 40-minute meditation apps. Send her a 10-minute meditation app or a 3-minute meditation app. And I hear you on the homework. My gosh, my daughter, it's a wrestling match. It's a full-blown wrestling match to get her to do the homework. Last night, she was supposed to go upstairs and get changed to come do her homework. She came down in a swimsuit, ran right out of the house and jumped in the pool because she knew that I would not jump in the pool after her. I could not get her in. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm not jumping in the pool. And I just looked at my husband. I was like, you deal with her. Like, she told me she was getting changed out of her school uniform to come do homework. And instead she's hiding in the pool. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's super important.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they're tenacious. It's good that they're feisty. You want them to have that in the real world. But then at home, you just want them to do their homework. Like,
I know. I forgot to say something, is that entrepreneurs want to do everything. I mean, I know that we have to do a lot of things, but in a day, try to achieve one thing of your professional, try to achieve one personal, and try to achieve one for your family. Because we want to do everything in one day or in 1 week. And sometimes we don't do nothing. We do our task incomplete. Try to achieve one thing good and not many things during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so there you have it. Startup life with moms who have children.
Yeah.
We're on the hour mark. I just wanted people to be able to know what's next steps to get in touch with you, because there's so many regulations around this. You're not able to ship your product around the world yet. So people who still want to connect with you, follow the brand, maybe they want to join your email list for when you do ship around the world. How can they get in touch with you?
I have my LinkedIn, Diana Hernandez. I'm going to send you the link.
Yeah, we will put the links in the show notes, everybody. So where you tune in from, you can see the links.
Okay, the people can contact me through LinkedIn. They can contact me through my social media. They can contact me through my e-commerce.
Okay.
So if the people are interested to Colombian CBD is super good product.
Yeah.
And there are people who are interested to develop new business, B2B to other countries. So we can talk. I'm happy to talk.
Yeah.
Or if the people have questions about just being entrepreneur, how manage things. So I'm happy to answer these questions. So there is my email, my LinkedIn, and my e-commerce that people can contact me.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And if you think of anybody else who should come on the 9x90 show, you know how to get in touch with me. Thank you all. Have a good one. Bye.